Something never comes and goes. When I was in high school, I was told that I had failed really important exams, and it was very upsetting because I needed those exams to be able to get into teacher training college. So very, very early on a Saturday morning, I took a walk into the local park and sat on a park bench and just stared at the trees, listened to the leaves rustling in the breeze, and I became fascinated with the sound. The sound of silence, actually. It was like listening to silence. And I've done this many times before as a way of just finding some peace and connecting in. And as I was listening, I began to notice the silence in the space between the sounds. And there were some birds singing, and there was nobody about. It was really quiet. And through listening to the sounds of nature, I was able to come to this place of peace within me. And I heard a voice that said, "It's going to be okay. It's a mistake." So I wasn't sure what that meant, but anyway, lo and behold, when I went to school on Monday, I was told that there had been a mistake and I hadn't actually failed the exams. I'd been given the results of another student. So that was a great moment, but it also again reinforced the trust I had developed in the voice, the inner messages that I'd been hearing since childhood. And there was this place of constancy. It's the only way I could put it, actually. There was this place of constancy, this place that never changed, no matter what was going on. It was always absolutely constant. It was always here. And it would never come and go. It was always available. Even though obviously, the body changes, your mind changes, your emotions change, and so on and so forth. I could see that, obviously. And yet, at the same time, I recognized there was a place that I could constantly go to at any moment and find peace and find guidance. And really all that I was being called to do was to be able to create space, to be with myself, and to be able to listen and be guided by this voice from within. And this continued, this trust, leaning into the trust, trusting the place from which these messages would come from, just grew and developed as I became older. And then when I had a radical awakening when I was 33, there was this instant recognition that this place that I'd been able to visit was not only constant, it was a constant. It never changed, it never fluctuated, it didn't come and go, it was always here. And that was my true nature. That was my primary identity, so to speak. And that was seen. Now, it took, I don't know, close to 30 years or more maybe, of seeking for that to be really established within my being. But from a very, very early age, I was able to access, recognize, and heed the voice, the messages, the guidance that would arise from this place that would never come and go. And I really believe this is true for everyone. I really do. It's everybody's invitation to listen, to be guided from within. We have access to that when we're very young, and then somehow there seems to be a propensity to put the intellect on a pedestal and believe that, and trust that, the noise of the mind as well, and then the noise of what we hear from outside ourselves. And then somehow we lose connection with that which never comes and goes, that which is always here, that which arises effortlessly. So as a child and as a young person, I knew this place very well. And I just trusted it. I just always trusted it. And I didn't realize, I guess, until I was much older, that this isn't the case for everyone. For some reason, it's hard for people to trust what they're hearing inside themselves. They prefer to trust what other people want to dictate or tell them is best for their lives. And then, of course, suffering comes out of trying to live in accordance with what you believe other people want from you or what the world wants from you. So the reason I wanted to come on this evening and to share this is to encourage you to find ways to begin listening more deeply to your inner knowing and to trust it, because it will never fail you. And I know, many clients have said, well, how do I tell the difference between, my inner knowing and the voice of the ego? And my response is that your inner knowing has this completely free, beautiful resonance of profundity, even though a message might be very simple. It just, there's this feeling quality about it that just feels so right. And there's this feeling of knowing, there's this quality of pure knowing that is always there. Whereas with the mind, repetitive kind of loops, mind loops, there's always doubt, and there's always questions, and there's more questions, and there's a back and forth kind of quality. So with practice, it becomes really easy to determine the difference. And then the more you start paying attention to your inner wisdom, the mind loops, the voice of the mind, the doubts, the insecurities and the anxiety and all of those things, they just simply fall away. And if they do start coming up, you can kind of recognize them, and you just don't give them any attention. You don't kind of turn the computer on, so to speak, or plug it in and start listening, or like an old movie series or TV series that you kind of have watched repeatedly. It's like sitting down, listening and watching the same thing again and again. So trust yourself, discover the place that never comes and goes. It's always right here. Pay attention to what you're feeling and perceiving inside yourself, and as much as you can, live true to that, because that will never fail you and it will never lead you astray. I can promise you that. So that's all I have to share this evening. As always, be well, take it easy, and I'll see you soon.